finals time. The Dallas Fuel taking on the Los Angeles Gladiators. We've made it, we're here, you're here. The Dallas Fuel in battling ferociously to get back to this position. The Gladiators, a little bit of an easier road, you could say, and now the Fuel wanting their revenge.
The Gladiators have only dropped one map in the entire Kickoff Clash Tournament so far, and that was to the Dallas Fuel. The Dallas Fuel coming in lately with a chip on their shoulder, decimating every single team that has gotten in their way just so they could be here today in the grand finals.
Yeah, that one map, maybe they can dust it off, go again. The tempo, the speed in which the Dallas Fuel are playing right now is just unbelievable. We just saw a complete on push on Colosseo from the Fuel against the Atlanta Reign. Something that we'd rarely see, or we thought we'd rarely see, especially in a competition setting in the semi-finals, no less.
And that's the crazy thing about the Dallas Fuel. They've always been so strong and just dictating the tempo against every team that they've played against. The only team that has been able to put a hold to them has been the Los Angeles Gladiators. So the Dallas Fuel need to prove that they've learned from that lesson and can come back stronger.
We'll have to wait and see. They're in front of their home crowd too. And you best believe that excitement, that energy is just flowing through them right now. The Gladiators have had a little bit of time though. They've been watching the series from earlier today. And I bet they've been taking a whole bunch of notes because Hanbin, he has been exceptional today already on that Zarya, just leading the charge for the Fuel.
And that's it. Hanbin Zarya has really been the key to success so far for the Dallas Fuel. We actually saw them struggle once again on that dive composition against the Atlanta Reign. If you are the Los Angeles Gladiators, you watch that match, you know what your path to success is. Find a way to get Hanbin off that Zarya, otherwise it might be a tough road for them.
I think it's time we welcome the teams to the stage though. We're going to jump to Danny down on the stage. The Dallas Fuel and the Gladiators, this is their final opportunity to take home that trophy. Danny, take it away.
Jaws and Costa, thank you very much. Guys, this is it! The finals of the Kickoff Clash. Just out of curiosity, any Gladiator fans? LA fans? Who's rooting for Dallas Fuel? Nice. I do feel like this is going to be an epic battle to the end. I am not gonna waste any more time, everybody. Are you guys ready to get this match started? Let's start with our Dallas Fuel. Make some noise for our players when I introduce them, everybody, okay? Starting with our Dallas Fuel. On support, number 31, Kwonjun, fielder. On support, number 9, Han Hyun-seok, Chio. On tank, number 11, Choi Han-bin, Hanbin. DPS, number 7, Kim Tae-hoon, Edison. DPS, number 1, Kim Yong-han, Sparkle. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your Dallas Fuel. Starters, take your seat. 자, 여러분들 자리에 착석해 주시길 바라겠습니다. All right, everybody, are you guys ready to meet their opponent? Gladiators. Ooh. All right, here we go. Gladiators lineup. On support, number 33, Daniel Hathaway, Funny Astro. shoot! On take, number 94, Corey Skoda Reiner. On DPS, number 6, Patty Pan, Chaiwong, Patty Pan. DPS, number 7, Kevin Person, Kevster. Give it up for your Los Angeles Gladiators. Starters, take your seat. All right, I am so excited for this match. To kick things off, let's send it back over to our casters, Costa and Joss. Take it away.
Thank you very much, Danny. The Gladiators and the Fuel now take their seats. This is their final chance to claim that trophy set on the stage. The Dallas Fuel already scorching earth, making it here. The Atlanta Reign stood no chance. They run them over, and now their final opposition sitting just opposite them.
And that's it, Dallas Fuel starting with Hanbin in this series, a difference from what they had against their match in the Atlanta Reign. They started with Fearless and it did not work out, so going to their tried and true tank player in Hanbin, who's been having an MVP performance so far this season. But the Atlanta Reign, the Los Angeles Gladiators getting booed by the home team crowd and Reiner trying to shush them down. Are they going to be able to feed off that energy and step up?
Kevster, Padavan, Reiner, Shu, Funny Astro to start us off. Now this squad has just been so diverse in what they want to run. Reiner playing almost every tank under the sun. Are the Fuel ready for that? Because the Fuel right now, they're only playing that Zarya, but they play it exceptionally well. Reiner, they've got some secret picks in the pockets. Well, they could surprise the Fuel and dim that flame.
They did that already in their previous series in the Kickoff Clash. The Gladiators came out with this rush composition with Patty Pan on that Mei, and they were able to isolate Hanbin time and time again. That needs to be the same thing they do again in this series. But the question is, have the Fuel learned from their mistakes? Have they found some adaptation to be able to counter this from the Gladiators?
Look at the Glads already smiling. They know the crowd's against them, they don't care. They're ready to rock and roll. Going to jump into map number 1 shortly. We spoke a little bit about before, Scott. Comps and map-dependent comps. Do the Glads want to take the Dallas Fuel to where they've shown a little bit of weakness on these dive maps?
We just saw the Dallas Fuel lose the only map in that series on Ilios. Of course the Gladiators are going to take them there. They didn't seem to have a good answer, and that's why this adaptation of Hanbin on the Zarya matters a lot. The Dallas Fuel not happy with their performance in their last series. Switch it up, go to what they know.
Let's get into it. Map number 1, first to 4, here in the grand finals of the Kickoff Clash. Dallas Fuel, like you said, running out with Hanbin. It's going to be veteran Lucio player against rookie Lucio player. Chio's been stepping up big, but now he has to step up to one of the big boys in Funny Astro.
And it's every Lucio player's dream. They get to run around, try and push everyone into the well, but this is going to be the story of the match. The Gladiators, they don't like playing the Zarya. They have a bag of tricks, but Zarya is not one of them. Starting out with Reiner on that Winston, Kevster on the Echo, but Dallas Fuel walking out on the Zarya Reaper as they always do.
Kevster's going to be a little tricky to deal with up in the skies on this Echo. Don't want to get that one shot though. I think Shio can kind of check him, but they just have to look forward and press forward, hopefully isolate Shu, get Funny Astro out of the picture, and he might be good. Edison going a little bit low, but he's going to be more than safe. Point unlocks, and the Dallas Fuel first steps on, but now the Gladiators trying to force the Dallas Fuel to make a move.
Gladiators getting on this high ground, trying to set that initiation. Reiner goes aggressive.
But Funny Astro finding poop already onto Sparkle. Kevster taking care of Hanbin. That's what you want to see. Picked up the Lucio players already. And Funny Astro already delivering.
Dallas Fuel are trying to get close to the Gladiators, and as they open up towards the well, the Gladiators just go in, punish the Dallas Fuel, and they get an easy first team fight win.
Kev's just got a couple of easy dupe targets as well. Looking at the Fuel, you want to do that Zarya, maybe the Reaper. We quite tricky to deal with, especially if you have tools to get out of the way, like the shift or the bubbles from the Zarya.
You can see Edison trying to take this lighthouse position. Funny Astro trying to keep him down.
Another boop again! Astro finds yet another pick. The veteran Lucio player is showing up strong already. Edison did not see that coming. The Dallas Fuel don't want to waste any time. They end up backing off. Don't let him do it! Don't let Daniel Hathaway do it!
Oh,
ever so close. Harbin survives just for the time being, but he's falling super low. Funny Astro once more finding another kill. 3 final blows already for Astro. Padapan taking care of Fielder. The Dallas Fuel not expecting what they're glad to bring in.
The aggression from the Gladiators already showing, not allowing Dallas Fuel to dictate the tempo of the game, and you can see it's already been a problem. Funny Astro has been incredible for his entire career, showing up big in this playoff match, getting the boop onto Edison, just forcing the position of the Dallas Fuel.
Big copy for Kevster available. They want to go fast, ideally. Force Dallas Fuel into a position they don't want to be in. Last fight coming up. Copying Harbin would be perfect, and Harbin nowhere near his Graviton Surge. Kevster copied, he could get it before Harbin does. Reiner going pretty low, trying to isolate Shio, but a nano boost onto Edison to try and make some room. There's the Primal Rage, and a beat to actually respond to Padapan's ultimate, the Nano Visor. Harbin takes care of Kevster as well as that copy. And now the Gladiators losing 1. At least they traded though, with Edison falling 2. There's Harbin, that's what you want to see, but Astro yet again helping Reiner secure the kill onto Harbin straight down the well. The Gladiators at 99%, the Dallas Fuel in their last limbs. They're gonna have to get back to the point now to try and contest. Sparkle gets taken out by Padapan, a blistering pace. The Gladiators are setting currently. Maybe the Fuel were not ready for it. Edison burning that shift, trying to get back to the point in time, but just stopped meters before he could touch. And already the Gladiators off to a good start, 100-0 over the Fuel.
Hanbin didn't even get to a Graviton Surge in that round. The Gladiators knowing what to expect from this Fuel team, just pushing the tempo, giving the Fuel no answer. Edison was trying to teleport around the map, but Funny Astro with the most ridiculous first round that I've seen by a Lucio player on well. Is that going to be the story of this match? Hanbin already making the blink. Is he actually going to come out and try and mirror the Winston of Reiner?
They need to find something, that's for sure. You've got to stop Funny Astro doing things like that. Another good map actually to find those environmental kills. The point is so close to the edge of the map.
Kevster sticking to that Echo while Sparkle is on the Tracer, but it is going to be the Winston versus Winston matchup. It has worked for Hanbin in the past. It has been good, but good might not be good enough anymore. It needs to be exceptional if you're going to take down the Gladiators. Padapan
already going pretty low. Kevster's been rather unchecked in the series so far, but with Edison jumping onto the Soldier, he might be a little bit more so. Reiner goes down fairly early. Hanbin goes low, but they should be good. Healing station on the ground, just trying to disrupt that high ground, but Hanbin jumps in, and he gets antied as soon as he made that jump, and Funny Astro finds the final blow on the main tank.
The first capture goes over to the Dallas Fuel. That's important. How long are they going to be able to hold this for? Because Reiner died first, he gets back first. We got a Soldier duel here on this mini health pack, but they disengage.
Yeah, Chio got purple there. Gladiators find the flip. They couldn't push on that point, not with the Lucio being purple. Edison with a nice flank, but Kevster and Padapan showing up pretty big. Fielder not expecting maybe Kevster to be a little bit more aggro. Sparkle falling as well. It's not a good look for the Fuel right now. The Gladiators are in firm control. Nano Visor in a couple of seconds.
Fuel did lose the point early on, so the Gladiators have already got 25% already ticking up on the point. Sparkle's been exceptional on the Tracer so far in Kickoff Clash. His pulse bombs are the thing that really stands out to me. He's so consistent with them, and they're going to need that. But Nano Visor's coming up for both teams, as you said, Jack.
Okay, pressure on the point. Pulse misses. Padapan dodging out the way. Chio finds the veteran in Funny Astro, and the Nano Visor is unleashed. Padapan trying to find as many targets as possible. Reiner helps him chase down Hanbin. He finds another. Let's go, he says in the mic. Gladiators, 50% now. Dallas Fuel struggling.
This is not the Dallas Fuel we've seen in the previous series. Maybe the Gladiators just seem to push them off balance because the Fuel are just getting caught slow, but now they have the Nano Visor. I want to see the tempo that we know and expect from that Dallas team.
Cap for the Fuel. Oh, Edison jumped on. He got slept, but it doesn't matter. Funny Astro falls. He's in a small corridor, not where you want to be with Reiner on top of you. Kevster transforming into the Tracer. Another hero he's very well known for. Almost earning himself a pulse bomb. He's got 8 seconds to go. He should be able to earn it, and now he's got the supports in his sights. Stick thrown out, but Fielder, luckily enough, dodging away. Still, the Gladiators in control of this point, Scott. Fuel need to step on the gas.
Hunbin uses the Primal Rage, a hero that he's not comfortable on. Is he going to get any value?
Not sure, but Reiner definitely is. Those supports for the Fuel in trouble, forcing Chio to use his beat, and now Reiner backing off to the point. Receives a beat of his own, but with 85%, and the Gladiators still in control, the Dallas Fuel need to burn bright here. Kevster in the back, though, once again, going for this outrageous flank. And the Gladiators, they need to be able to touch. It's 95%.
Sparkle uses the pulse bomb, but gets himself in the process. The Gladiators have the Nano.
Overtime is here. It is just Chio to try and touch. A nice anti-nade from Shu from downtown's going to be good. And a Nano on to Kevster is way too much damage for the Dallas Fuel to take. And the Gladiators will find map number 1 in the blink of an eye. The Fuel fall by the wayside. Unbelievable tempo we've seen from the Fuel over the last couple of days. But the Gladiators shifting even into a higher gear than what we've seen the Fuel done.
The Fuel showing Ilios is a bit of a kryptonite of theirs. Hunbin not comfortable on this map. And the Gladiators took it clean off of some great Lucio play from Funny Astro and the rest of the team. But now we got 7 maps to go. It's only a drop in the ocean right now, and the Dallas Fuel get to choose the next map.
Maybe that's going to be a benefit. Of course, that was the map that they did lose earlier on. Ilios not strong suit of theirs. We're going to jump to a quick break. Map number 2 in just a sec. One map secured by the Glads already in this first of 4. The Dallas Fuel's choice to go to hybrid. As we jump into map number 2, we're going to Kings Row.
Not too surprising for the Dallas Fuel. It's like a mirror of the last series we just had. They drop Ilios and then go to their comfort pick in Kings Row. The last time these two teams faced off against each other, the Dallas Fuel did take Kings Row, but it was close. They went into overtime. The Gladiators like to move to that rush composition to deal with that Hanbin Zaya. Are we gonna see the same thing again?
With no substitutions, it definitely feels that way. Like you said, mad comfort for the Fuel. So many maps, very much a marathon, not a sprint right now. Dallas Fuel claim this one, of course, Gladiators will choose the next. Escort could be a rather interesting tale, but Kings Row is up next.
That is going to be the story of this series, of the map selection for these teams. Both have strengths in different styles. Dallas Fuel, they need to win this map. This has to be the map that they win, otherwise you can see it starting to slip away from them. This is their home so far in the Kickoff Clash.
Being quite sneaky. Start off with. Sneaky beaky one.
In the last map, Funny Astro and the entire Los Angeles Gladiators did a great job of dealing with Edison. Edison wants to get into the backline, take that bubble from Hanbin, and help the Dallas Fuel create that space, but Gladiators didn't give him any purchase. Once again, you're gonna see the Gladiators pick up the Reinhardt on Kings Row to try and deal with this Hanbin Zaya composition.
Couple of missed headshots, but it's okay. Only switching over. No one's died to that just yet. Rush comp for Glads, straight through Hotel. Padapan doing a little bit of spy checking there, it seems like. They just want to get on top of Hanbin ASAP. Oh, nice wall, in fact. They're just going to rush straight towards him. Good boot from Chio. And look at this, surrounding the Glads are the Fuel right now.
And now they're starting to get Ticker, the Gladiators. The Dallas Fuel managed to diffuse the aggression, but now they have to go. Edison gets the bubble, getting in. Padapan's in trouble.
Padapan is in trouble, so as the ice block and Funny Astro again with another final blow. However, Sparkle taking care of Reiner. It's got a good start for the Fuel. So 4v3, Chio finds Kevster. These Lucios doing absolute work. Astro in the corridor in the 1v1. Chio so low, so is Astro. Will he go for it? No, he will not. He's going to back off to the rest of his team as the Glads secure another tick.
I don't think the Dallas Fuel are going to be able to get back in here. It's ticking up, it's ticking up. Chio's going to go for it.
Yep, okay, Sparkle there with a touch. Ryder going pretty low, and Edison Forge used the Wraith form already. Wall erected, however, Edison just needs to be able to survive, and Nano is going to make sure he does just that as Reiner falls yet again. A close spawn for the Gladiators and 2 ticks on the board already. Hanbin goes pretty low with a nade landing directly on his head, but the Fuel still have control. Padapan, in fact, is nanoed. They might be able to focus him down. The right clicks are going to do damage, but the left not so much. He finds a little bit of work done, but Kevster using that visors, forcing the Dallas Fuel to respond. They do so in kind with a beat, but Reiner is back in the fight. Astro uses a beat of his own, and the Dallas Fuel will end up falling over.
Oh, Fuel almost managed to turn that one around, getting onto the point with 97%, but the Gladiators just able to sustain with a great sound barrier from Funny Astro. But interestingly, they were able to retain the Mei ultimate and the Reinhardt Earth Shatter. The Shatter is so valuable against this composition from the Fuel because the only defense they have from it is the Hanbin bubbles, and that's not very much. But the Fuel have the Graviton Surge, the Blade, and the Death Blossom. They've been so good with all of these ultimates so far in the series.
Especially on this map. You see mad clips of Edison last game. The Gladiators must be expecting it. Nice little wall onto the high ground. There's Sparkle in the back with the Blade. He's found Kevster. He's pretty low. Nice dash. Big reset from Sparkle. He gets another one, but chooses not to go in just yet. Waiting for the rest of his team to back him up, and they do just that. The Gladiators right now retreating to their spawn as they get chased down by the Fuel.
The Gladiators using the Earth Shatter and the Mei Ultimate off screen as well. Didn't get any value with them while Hanbin and Sparkle coming up big. So now we need to look forward. Edison with this Death Blossom, he's so sneaky, he's always waiting. They need to check every single corner because he's gotten so many highlight clips, as you've said, Jack. There he is on the right, hiding in this Z. Reiner looks like he has an inkling of where he is.
Maybe he doesn't know. Okay, he definitely does now. Is Edison shooting in the back? The whole of the Glads just turned towards Edison. Before he can hit that shift, he just goes down. Hanbin 2, die on the payload. Aim of the game right now for the Fuel. Very quick team wipe for the Glads.
Onto Edison's tricks. They've been doing their homework. So we now have the Nano Death Blossom. Dallas Fuel might have to use this one aggressively as they're going to be coming back and they have to touch the checkpoint. 3 minutes left and the Gladiators are approaching.
Should be good for the touch. Nano Death Blossom
versus Nano Visor.
It's the main course. Nano, Visor, Nano Death Blossom at the back. Edison, he's trying to create some space. He jumps straight in. Kevster annihilated. Reiner holding the shield firm, but not quite quick enough with the charge. The Gladiators are halted just for the time. I say that actually.
Oh,
they end up getting the payload. The Dallas Fuel rather unhappy with that one. I expect everybody else will be as well.
Paddy Pan with the
not what you want to see.
Oh, that's tragic. That was going to be the important hold the Dallas Fuel needed, but the fight's going to go early. Chio's using the sound barrier.
They're using that beat. They're using the grab too. Touch the spawn challenge, maybe a bit over ambitious right now. Reiner's got the shatter, but ends up getting cut down. Okay.
You're okay with that if you're the Gladiators. That's so close to your spawn. That's only wiping about 20 seconds off of the clock. Big biotic nade from Shu might force Dallas Fuel back a bit, but Sparkle's getting set up on the high ground. His blade's going to need to come up big, but Funny Astro has the sound barrier to answer.
Yeah, you can see Sparkle already kind of setting up. Oh, he's already used his deflect, not ideal. And now Reiner can march on forward. He has the pressure of the shatter. He's ready to let it loose. Sparkle with the blade goes in and then dips straight back out. Big sleep onto Reiner, stops that ping going through, but still holding onto the shatter, ready and waiting to go. Gladiators rounding this corner now. They're looking, as soon as they get that speed up once again, they just want to send Reiner straight to the back. The shatter hits the ground, and Nano onto Hanbin will help him survive just for the time being, but that Blizzard splitting up the rest of his team. He takes Paddy with him, and in fact, it's the DPS for the Fuel that are doing a lot of work in the back. Shu ends up falling, a very close spawn. Kevs also goes down. Sparkle and Edison stopping this payload for a brief moment.
With the closest spawns of the Dallas Fuel, they should be able to reset, and you see Reiner pinning back. Not a bad fight for the Dallas Fuel. And they used a lot of ultimates, the Los Angeles Gladiators did, and Edison getting up to that Death Blossom. He needs to come up big again. He can use these high grounds up in these windows, teleport up there and drop onto the back line. The Gladiators know though, they're trying to route around to the right.
Ice block already used by Padapan there. If Edison gets this online quickly, that could
there goes Edison.
Padapan. Edison, high ground with the bubble, focusing Reiner as much as he can. Shield almost breaking, and Edison ready to break them. The Death Blossom comes out, it separates the team. Reiner goes down, Padapan caught in no man's land. Sparkle now cleaning the floors with the Gladiators' purple blood.
And now we've stabilized for the Fuel, and they're so good at rotating their ultimates at this point. Hanbin has the Graviton Surge. Sparkle's almost at that Nano Blade. Which one are they going to use first? They don't want to use both of them at once, as we see Paddy Pan actually switching over to the Hanzo.
Good bit of range on this last point. Depends if you get around the corners first. Sparkle with the blade. He's going straight into the healing station. There's nothing that can save you now. So patient from Sparkle, not wanting to go in. Just winning to zone. Still, Padapan and Reiner find 2 kills in this fight. But the spawns are so close for the Fuel, it shouldn't matter a whole bunch. Not much time left in the back now, Scott.
You can see the Gladiators who want to up the tempo, realizing they have the advantage from those couple of picks. They can get that space for almost free. But Hanbin held onto that grab, and more importantly, Fielder held onto that Nano. So they have lots of answers, and we're going into last fight territory.
Shatter for Reiner is lining it up. Hanbin has to be careful. The shatter hits the ground, but it hits absolutely nobody. A beat, a grab, a Nano. They want to end this right here, right now. Kevster with a Nano. Visor in the back, and he finds one. The Dallas Fuel unable to kill Kevster, even though he was right next to that grab. The Gladiators, with 15 seconds to go, find a team kill, and now the spawn door, the camp. This is what they need to do to stop the Dallas Fuel from touching the point. A couple of meters to go. They force them all the way back. Sparkle comes in, is surviving for long enough. Still, Hanbin falling is not a good sign. Padapan with a couple of arrows to the front, and the Glads in OT will complete.
Good play by the Gladiators dealing with that Fuel aggression, but it is important they finish in overtime. So now the Dallas Fuel, they have to match that. We know that when Fuel is able to set the tempo, they're able to just roll over their opponents, but the Gladiators on that rush, are they going to play it on defense once again? The way that the Gladiators have liked to do this historically is they set up their Reinhardt and their team on this top left. So when the Dallas Fuel tries to rotate towards the point, they can rush down the back line. The Fuel answered that last time, had a great response, and the Gladiators couldn't really deal with it. Are we going to see adaptation from either team?
More rush from the Glads. This worked once, why not do it again? Reiner is an unreal Reinhardt player. Oh. Luckily enough, he booped himself off, so at least they had a little bit of revenge there. Nice. Okay, let's see what the Fuel want to run. I can't imagine Hanbin's going to stick on the Doom, but we've seen crazier things today.
So Kev still wants to sit on this high ground, and it's going to be Edison who's going to have to be the one who deals with that. They like to get that Reaper onto the high ground, give him the bubble, take the space. Edison's going to do a little bit of scouting with the Widow, but ultimately switch back to his thing. Sparkle's going to use the Symmetra Teleporter, get Fielder up onto this high ground. Very similar things, except Gladiators, they don't actually want to play on the high ground. They're going to play around this statue.
Yeah, the May Wall's perfectly fit to isolate people if they do wander too far.
Gladiators.
Padapan's wall now, Scott.
Yeah, and he's been so good with them so far. When we've seen his May this season, his ability to just find the windows, isolate Hanbin. He's going for it.
There you go. Hanbin tried to B-hop out of there. He does just that round the wall. However, with Sparkle falling to Kevster, dominating that high ground. It's going to be a bit of a tough journey now for the Fuel. They just end up backing off. Oh!
Clean tracking. And you can see the difference of the Gladiators versus the Atlanta Reign. The Gladiators don't want to allow the Dallas Fuel to take space, move around the map, and then converge eventually. They want to play aggressive so that it feels like the Fuel have to take a head-on fight time and time again.
Nice TP from Edison there. Received the bubble. Forces Kevster down from the high ground.
They're so scared.
Pretty well charged right now. Edison in a little bit of trouble, but not for long. And now you're in my house. That nano boost is doing a fair bit of work to that shield, but can they get more done? It doesn't look like it. Once again, Kevster coming up massive. Killing off Sparkle, but a good sleep onto Reiner. Stopped him putting that shield in front of Padapan's ice block, and the Blizzard gets absolutely nobody. Stone cold right now are the Gladiators, but they're stone cold killers going straight to the spawn. A nano boost.
Oh my.
And Gladiators walking straight to where the Fuel want to leave.
Dallas Fuel getting a taste of their own medicine from the Gladiators, touching the spawn challenge. And they just can't get any space, and Sparkle especially. Every time he tries to move around, he's just getting peppered by Kevster and Shu. They're just sitting on the high ground, and funny Astro just booping anyone down who tries to go anywhere. This is so difficult.
Oh, aggressive charge.
Oh,
nice charge cancel. Shatter, there's the wall. No way you're escaping that. Just a masterclass right now on defense of Point A Kings Row from the Gladiators. Dallas Fuel, a minute and 40 to go.
And this is what the Gladiators did in the last time they met Dallas Fuel. Just this unreal amount of aggression, and people just aren't able to build their ultimates. We're 2 minutes and 30 seconds in, and no one's even at an ultimate, but they are starting to come up, and the Gladiators have used everything to get to this point.
Attempted wall and pin there. Didn't result in too much. Edison on the height. Has the Death Blossom, but has to check Kevster on the side. Your effective range is pretty much useless. So Sparkle, surprise attack. Kevster wasn't expecting that. Death Blossom still available as they use the beat to try and capitalize on Kevster going down. Once again, the Fuel only expend a couple of ultimates in that fight. They're going to claim Point A and unlock the payload.
you're fine with that if you're the Gladiators. That was a lot of time. You use your ultimates to get to that point. But they have Funny Astro with the Sound Barrier and Shu with the Nano, but Fuel. These are the three big ultimates that they always use, the Graviton, the Blade, or the Death Blossom. How are they gonna set this up? Because the Gladiators, they wanna get them into a choke so that they can get value from the walls, but Edison's already hiding in the hotel. The Gladiators are trying to route to a direction. As you can see, then Edison isn't there. He's in a different spot. The Gladiators wanna just maneuver everywhere else.
They spot him, they're gonna try and corner him with that wall. He goes pretty low. There's the Blade from Sparkle though. He finds 1, 2, 3 slashes, and Kevster's dead. The grab is absolutely massive, but can the Gladiators hold on? Astro loses his beat. The Shu applying that Nano to the Rhine is going to take a whole lot of pressure from the Fuel to try and take down Reiner right now. Astro coming up massive in the end of that fight. That beat, in fact, I think did go off in that Graviton surge, so they were able to survive through a lot of that damage from Sparkle. They're going to kite back, wait for the respawns, give Fuel a little bit of space.
Kevster does a great job just running away from the Sparkle Blade, so he does go down, but limits the amount of damage that Sparkle can do with it, and then the beat can use solely for the Graviton Surge. Ryan is playing so aggressively though, they want to hold as many corners.
There's the Shatter around the corner, it does find one, Edison's trapped, nowhere to go. Double fire strike finds the kill. Now Shio falling to Paddy. 1 minute and 50 seconds to go. The Dallas Fuel are trapped. They need to make something of this fight. Straight to the back line. A beautiful sleep onto Fielder, and Harmbid doing as much as he can. But without a healer, it's quite difficult. Sparkle goes down to the last couple of seconds. Same story as what it was on point A, Scott. Struggling to get the payload in.
Edison just can't find a window to use this Death Blossom. He's been holding on to it for so long. And the Gladiators just keep running in, making it... They're not walking into the trap that is Edison. They're maneuvering so well around him. And you can see they want to play in this corridor so that Paddy Pan can get these great walls.
Nano and Death Blossom is available, but Edison's playing just in the front line. No sneaky, no funny business. Padapan's ready to start that Blizzard. A nice little wall, a good nade, but are they going to be able to survive it? Doesn't look like it. Once again, Padapan's wall and Blizzard usage so clean. Reiner is sleeping, but we're losing two like that. The Fuel have to go again. Sparkle finding reset after reset, in fact. Look at that, Shu and Padapan end up going down. Shio escorting Sparkle in and out of this fight with pure precision. That's forcing the Glads back.
The Dallas Fuel, you can see them stepping up. They want to use these ultimates. They have so many left in the bank
Nano Blade.
Nano Blade, Sparkle's been so good on this Genji, on this second point, getting picks. I want to see them go before the Gladiators do. That seems to be the story, but once again, they're disengaging, so Fielder can get here.
Yeah, Fielder's so far behind right now. He did die last. Almost 5 ultimates available for the Fuel. Nano Blade or Nano Blossom is their choice. But it's going to be a lot of damage, whatever they so choose. Nano onto Edison, wants to use the ult, but can't quite find a place to do so. Ryan is in a whole lot of trouble, but he's still standing strong. Kevster on the side, Nano tag visor, and a late shatter from Reiner. The Dallas Fuel, they may have gone early, but they blew their... Well, I was going to say something rather cheeky there, but it's not going to happen over time. It's ticking down the Gladiators. They take map number 2. They need 2 more now. The Dallas Fuel need to find more gas in the tank than that.
Edison not even able to use that Death Blossom, and we're at the end. Gladiators just so spread out. They're playing the Dallas Fuel like a fiddle, forcing them to do exactly what they want them to do. Dallas Fuel are going to need to make some changes if they're going to turn this series around.
That tempo, you saw it there, but the Gladiators were more than willing to accept all of those ultimates, kite back just a little bit, set Kevster up with that Nano Visor, and just tear them down. The Dallas Fuel need to find something to come back into this game. It's going to be their map choice once again. We'll see you after this break. What's better than hitting a huge Primal Rage? Well, doing it in style. Watch 5 hours of the Kickoff Clash this weekend to claim your very own Overwatch League Winston home and away skins. Hopefully, you've got it already. If not, this might go on. Not sure for another 5 hours, but not the way this is going anyway.
Maybe if Dallas Fuel turn it around a little bit, but yes, they have been struggling, and the Gladiators seem to just have the answer to everything that the Dallas Fuel are throwing at them. But we go on, Dallas Fuel get to choose the next map, and we're going on to Route 66, which to me screams respect for the Los Angeles Gladiators on Circuit Royale. They weren't going to take them to a dive map, but Dallas Fuel have been winning Circuit Royale recently, at least.
Yeah, and you best believe if the shoe was on the other foot, maybe they would have taken them to Watch Point Gibraltar. For Route 66, way more in the wheelhouse right now for Fuel.
You got to feel for Space. Space is just like, take us to Circuit Royale. I dare you, take me there. He wants to play. He's always been their pinch hitter to come in on that map. But instead we're here on Route 66. And no subs, which means that we should expect a lot of the same. It feels like Dallas Fuel believe in the composition. They just need to find a way to play their style, because so far they've just been playing the Los Angeles Gladiators game.
Yep, no substitutions. Does that mean Glad maybe playing a little bit more of this rush? I mean, Patapan has been looking fantastic. Even, I was going to say hovering the Hanzo. He's been looking pretty good on the Hanzo too.
Absolutely. I don't expect to see as much rush. Route 66 is such an open map, not as many corridors, so the Mei Wall a lot less effective than you would imagine on Kings Row, for example. So Dallas Fuel going to come out with the Reaper Soldier composition, not too surprising. They'll give up the first half of the map probably, and then set up on those high grounds. And the Gladiators, are we going to see the Reiner Doomfist to try and counter this Xayah style? A very different look to what we've seen so far in the series.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Dallas Fuel just kind of going back to the tried and true. Gladiators, sneak peek of it. Okay, Reiner's, straight up on the Doom. No change in here. They could if they wanted to, of course. The spawn is fairly close.
Ketzer on the Tracer. He's been MVP level performances when he's picked up that hero. Just cold-hearted killer. Just always applying pressure, just being such a nuisance. And as you can see, the Dallas Fuel setting up on this high ground, just trying to create this distance. How are the Gladiators going to rattle around it? Trying to get this right side. They've actually already got a lot of control. And look at where the Dallas Fuel, they've already disengaged so far back.
Yeah, they've given up a lot of this high ground. Kevster now just trying to plant his feet up there. Stopping the Fuel getting any kind of angle. That's exactly what Sparkle wants, is a big angle to shoot from. Has to be careful though, Kevster is at his side. Triple blink away. Now the Gladiators still pushing this payload. Dallas Fuel unwilling to act right now.
They need to find Shu. Shu feels like he's able to walk around this map for free as Edison goes in with the bubble.
Yep, straight onto the health pack. He does chase a couple of Gladiators away, but that's about it. Just needs to hold on this corner ideally, but Sparkle going down to Shu is not the start they really want. Kevster as well following up. The anti on the Glads was good, but there's no follow-up there now for the Fuel. They're just falling apart right now.
It's like they don't have any confidence. The one thing that they've been oozing so much in their last few series. You can just tell they're just disengaging, falling back to the back of the point, not being confident with Edison to go in with the bubbles. And we're going to see a switch actually from the Fuel, hopefully allowing them to increase their tempo. Oh my, enormous biotic grenade by Fielder, but there's just no follow-up.
Point A unlocked. Payload, again, moving at record pace. Very close hold though. The Dallas Fuel could just run at the back line. However, a beat from the Gladiators forces the Fuel to disengage. Kev's trying to burn away that shield of Heartbeat to lay down that pulse, but doesn't need it. He's just standing free firing. No one's checking Kevster at all. They're crowded around the payload right now. They want to die on it as quick as possible. Pulse bomb thrown out, doesn't find too much damage. And Edison rounded about on Patapan. Shown up on the kill feed over and over again. The Dallas Fuel. At least they die on the payload, I suppose, and it stops it from moving. But the Gladiators, look at the ultimates they're lining up right now.
They have so many ultimates. It's going to be so hard to engage in this. You can see Paddy Pen already rotating onto this high ground. He can receive that nano with the nano visor and put in a lot of work. But the Dallas Fuel rolling out, and Chio with that sound barrier should be able to mitigate it at least a little.
Edison with the Death Blossom. They're ready to rock and roll. They found Astro. What a perfect pick. Not normally, you'd see Astro going down first. Nano, tactical visor. Edison straight on top of Panapan. They end up trading as Kevza peppers in a little bit of extra damage to take care of Edison. They're able to continue to hold this high ground. It's going to be good for the Gladiators, but it looks like Fuel, they're trying to just force them away now. They expended every single one of their ultimates to do so, though, Scott.
It feels like Kevster against this Moira composition is just free to move around and do whatever he wants. They just can't kill him. And if you can't kill Kevster, that's a problem.
Nice nade. A couple of seconds before that bubble is available for Hanbin, but it doesn't matter. Sparkle is always there, ready to follow up on that dive. But with Hanbin isolated by Reiner and Panapan, there's nothing much left for the Fuel to do.
And the Fuel is engaging and playing more aggressive with this Moira composition. They just don't seem to have the damage to kill all of the Gladiators. You saw them have that man advantage, and then they just couldn't do anything with it. Reiner's going to try and hold the door, but the Dallas Fuel are going to re-engage on this.
Yeah, you got to make your stand somewhere. Might not make it here. Astro has the sound barrier, though, Scott. So he should be good to go. Wow, Hanbin's going super low. Pulse bomb. Oh, he fell into it! That was below him! With Astro going down like that, there's no way the Glads can continue their assault on this second point.
A much needed, fortunate pulse bomb from Sparkle. And now the Dallas Fuel, they can start to reset. But the Gladiators, they're coming up to some big ultimates. Reiner with that Meteor Strike. Funny Astro with the beat. Are they just going to run into the Dallas Fuel with these ultimates? Because they should have the sustainability.
Nano Boost coming online for Shu. Fielder needs the Coalescence to stop this. Okay, Reiner going in pretty deep. Wants to be able to touch that payload. All ultimates expended. And now the jump onto Hanbin. They know the focus, they know the target that they want to go for. Edison actually just jumping in the way almost there of that punch. And Astro's already taken down Chio. Meteor Strike comes down, only a little bit of damage, but that pulse bomb from Kevster is absolutely massive. The Coalescence couldn't heal Hanbin through it. And Panapan with the Nano Visor. There's point B captured, and with 3 minutes to go, they're making their way to point C. Not quite record pace, Scott, but still incredibly quickly.
You can tell how much pressure they're putting onto Hanbin. Hanbin's having to use his bubbles selfishly, having to use them on himself, and they're still managing to just work him down in the Gladiators.
They switch.
They know we're in a narrow corridor now. We're on the third point. They switch over to the rush. They have so much time, they'll be able to get these ultimates, and Sparkle responding by switching over to the Echo. Fielder onto the Ana.
Fielder onto the Ana, yeah. Away from that Moira, tries to get those bio nades. Sparkle has some crazy good dupe targets, but it's getting to that ultimate first. Getting that damage through that Reinhardt shield a little bit harder than it normally would be. Especially in this tight corridor. There's the beat from Chio. The Dallas Fuel surging on forward. Speed boost and beat. Nothing really the Glads can do there. They just want to fall over. They can go again. They have time to burn here, Scott. Just making slow and steady progress.
That is the cost if you're the Gladiators of doing such a big swap over to the rush. They don't have any ultimates to answer that Chio sound barrier. Great play by the Fuel, but they still have 2 more minutes. They need to keep going, and look at this aggression. This is the better Dallas Fuel that I love to see.
More confident. Hanbin should be with the grab in his pocket. Throws it out, catches 3. There's the nade, there's the kills. That healing station's got nothing to do with this fight. Astro now just dying on the point. The Fuel find a team kill.
They need to keep this up. Keep playing with that style. Edison with the Death Blossom now. Gladiators have been so good at snuffing him out, never giving him that freedom. Edison going to a very, I would say, obvious spot. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Gladiators clear this one already.
Oh, yeah. Already know. Still with it. He's going in with the Death Blossom regardless. Forced Panapan shift. Ice block no longer available. Beautiful focus fire from the Dallas Fuel. And now a Nano in the back. Shu doesn't really expect it, but Astro did use that sound barrier to stop Shu from going down. Edison shift up in a couple of seconds. You can use it as a get out of jail free card, but now they have to run. Hold S. Reiner's got the Nano. Kevster with the visor. Fielder not quick enough. And you can see the Gladiators trying to clean up the scattered members of the Fuel.
and the Gladiators' ultimates are starting to come online. And just in time, we got 35 seconds remaining for the Gladiators. Reiner with that shatter has been so good. It's so hard for the Fuel to deal with it, and Pattypan with that May ultimate, they might be able to just drop it on the point and then push the car forward, and someone from the Fuel hat is going to have to stop it.
Reiner's lining up, doing a little 360, trying to bait out some bubbles. There's the wall. Sparkle copying into the Lucio. Can he get the beat in time? He might just be able to. He's a couple of percentage points away. Boom, hits the beat. Reiner going low. He goes down. 10 seconds, turning into 5. Sparkle with an unbelievable big brain copy onto the Lucio. Gains them another support ultimate to use, and they're wiping away the Gladiators. Overtime ticking down, and the Dallas Fuel hold the Glads on 3rd.
Gladiators just holding on to those 2 ultimates a little bit too long. Reiner gets bioignited and isolated with a great sleep from Fielder, and before you know it, they've already lost that front line. Great play from the Fuel, and on that 3rd point, we're starting to get shades of the Dallas Fuel that got them to this position right now. They're going over to offensive side. The Gladiators, I thought the Doomfist was a good look for them, but will it work on the defense?
That is what you want, the confidence coming in. You saw Harbin stepping up. Edison too, when they were holding the door. As soon as Harbin has that grab, he knows how much damage can be done.
And I think you can tell that switch when Edison goes in with the Death Blossom, doesn't get anything. They don't run away with the tail between their legs.
They go in.
Re-engage with the Nano.
Yeah.
That's the difference that we haven't seen from them so far in this series. Reiner actually going to play the Winston, a hero that sometimes does struggle from the high damage output from the Reaper. Let's see if it pays off for them. A look we haven't seen so far, other than on Ilios.
Nice for holding the high ground though.
Yeah.
Contest the payload for quite a while with that bubble. I'd love to see Sparkle stick on the Widow here, but I don't think it's going to be the case. Just scouting and going again. All right, clear win condition for the Fuel. Just basically a completion.
Yeah, and they will win the map, and they are a much needed map. If they go down 3-0 in this series, almost an insurmountable task to come back from that. Gladiators are going to do a close hold with the Winston on top of that. They have Shu and Pattypan playing back, cover firing for Reiner, who's trying to slow down this cart movement.
Yeah, really nice play by the Gladiators so far. Quite scared to jump out in front of Reiner. Has to look 3 different ways.
Oh,
Edison,
big nade.
though, big nade onto Shu. Edison TPing to the back to try and finish the kill, but no, Shu actually finds the better of him. Wow, that 1v1 didn't go the way that they hoped. Oh, Astro! The right click from Hanbin, a couple of Cheerios thrown in, and Sparkle just lasering him down. Now the Gladiators don't know what to do with themselves. Stein on the point. Good start from the Fuel.
And that's what they need to keep doing. Even with Edison down, they don't take the foot off the gas, keep playing aggressive. They start getting some of those picks. We have so much energy from Hanbin already, holding aggressive, forcing the Gladiators to jump past him to get to the back line, because look at this crossfire once again from the Dallas Fuel. Spark on the left, Shu on the right, you can't dive both.
Nice little B-hop there to get out of the bubble. Hanbin's so charged up right now. Couple of seconds for another bubble, but he's near 100 anyway. He might not even need to use it. Pattypan goes down to Hanbin, just throwing out the right clicks willy-nilly. Nano onto Reiner. Hanbin's safe. The rest of the team should be also. Good protection from Chio there, just booping away Reiner. However, Edison going down. Not the best start you want to this fight. You do force out that nano boost, so that's not bad. But Reiner closing into that primal rage could spell disaster. Oh, just in time to get away. No connection. Kev's looking to go again. Still controlling this high ground.
You can tell Kevs is just walking around for free, doing whatever he wants. Sparkle gets that visor up though, and he pops it.
Spark with the visor, it is on the low ground, so maybe not getting maximum effectiveness, but forcing the Gladiators all the way back. A beat to make sure he doesn't fall. A nice anti-nade's good, but Fielder's still under a lot of trouble. Pattypan just pops the visor in return. You see Hanbin pop those bubbles, and hey, guess what? You got a whole lot of bullets traveling towards your face. The Gladiators, they're gonna hold, they've pushed Fuel all the way back, but right now, I'm looking at the ultimates. The Dallas Fuel have that Graviton Surge online, Astro with the beat. It's all about that little dice of death.
Edison is struggling so much in this series right now, just unable to get any space to do anything, not even close to his ultimate yet. And it's just the value that the Gladiators are doing. Funny Astro, Shu, they're just such a dominant backline that Edison, every time he goes in, he's just getting punished.
Another pulse bomb available for Kevster. Shu's got the nano, so if only one person tanks it, you can nano them and just pump them full of heals and they should be good.
This Harbin grab needs to be big.
60 seconds remaining, pulse bomb yet again goes wide, but Field is still in trouble. Padapan nano on the high ground trying to find targets, but unfortunately not right now. He's trying to jump straight in. Big grab from Harbin. Can they follow up with the damage? Yes, they can. Sparkle from height jumps down to low, just giving him a friendly love tap. The Gladiators wasn't expecting that grab, that beat from Astro fairly early on. That overhealth just chunking down, and Harbin responds in kind with a grab.
They get through that first point, an important part for them. And now they got the cart moving, they have control. Edison finally getting up to that Death Blossom. Can he find some value with it? He's, as I said earlier, he's been struggling. The Gladiators have an answer to everything they try and throw at him. Harbin trying to control this space, control his high ground, but the Gladiators are doing a good job of pressuring him off, while also having that distance with Padapan just rinsing out the damage.
Kevster so close, yeah, another pulse bomb. Death Blossom on the high ground. Edison going pretty low. Actually got moved away from Funny Astro. Completely away from his healers. But Sparkle on the high ground is dishing out the dirt and the damage. Kevster needs to run. So does Reiner, but he's going to choose to die on the point. In fact, popping the Primal Rage to try and find something, but instantly put to sleep by Fielder. Bit of an interesting use of the ultimate there. Sparkle's flank everybody from the Glads, looking at Edison to try and stop him from wiping the team. Didn't notice Sparkle on the high ground.
If the Gladiators are going to invest that many resources into dealing with Edison, it needs to be Sparkle who steps up. He should be moving around this map for free, but the Gladiators are going to come back into this one. Padapan has the visor, Kevster with the pulse bomb. He's so deadly, but Dallas are going to beat aggressive.
This is the confidence we want to see from Dallas. Shio with the kill onto Astro. He can rest quietly now, knowing he's done his work. However, the Gladiators take that as an opportunity to run down the front line of the Fuel. They do end up killing Sparkle, but with Shu falling, the Gladiators have a tough time, but Padapan off on the side. How did the Dallas Fuel let this happen again?
It looked like a bad visor from Paddy. It looked like it was falling away from them, but somehow the Dallas Fuel just don't answer the issue of the visor, and they just fall. And that's a problem because we have 1 minute remaining for the Dallas Fuel. Yes, they have the Graviton. Yes, they have the Nano, but it's going to be so hard to enter into the Gladiators. How are they going to route around? It looks like they're going to go through this lower tunnel, through this mega room, go to the left, try and get this high ground, take it away from Padapan.
Nano boost available for Shu. Reiner can be rather deadly. It's applied to him. Edison already going down though. You have to go again if you're the Dallas Fuel. Just try and taxi Edison all the way back. You've got 30 seconds to go and you need to touch the payload. It's creeping back, Scott. They're losing progress right now.
Dallas isn't going to disengage. They're just going to try and bunker up in this low ground. They're trying to rotate around. But look at Shu's positioning. He sees it. He snuffs it out. He's so far away from them.
There's no way they can get on top of him right now. They touch the point. Reiner now in the grab, but a perfectly timed beat is not going to be enough, however. That damage from the low ground is too good. Kevster throws the pulse bomb. Gets a little bit wide. Padapan with now on the high ground. Spots out two, but can't quite finish them. Edison on the height. How are Fuel getting away with this? Padapan closing in on this visor. But Harbin's on the point to try and defend. He's got a bubble and Padapan going a little bit lower than he so chooses. But still Kevster routing the Dallas Fuel. He comes back, Reiner in the fray, but Padapan free firing on the Fuel. They need to touch, but overtime is ticking down. The Gladiators snuffing out the Fuel's flame. Edison needs to be able to just contest, but it's unlikely to do so. A pulse bomb out. Shio with the beat, but it ain't gonna matter. The Gladiators put themselves on match point.
Padapan just playing Kovacs on the high ground, just shooting down on the Dallas Fuel. Edison just has too much pressure to be able to deal with it. And the Dallas Fuel going down 3-0 in the series. Gladiators in control of this series. And everything the Fuel have tried to throw at them has bounced back.
We saw the confidence building in the Fuel halfway through that map. They just needed to pile on more pressure, but right now the Glads looking like they got their number. Patapans, visors, his positioning so good. Very hard for them to kind of tackle. With Edison falling in that last fight super early, it almost looked a certainty. The Dallas Fuel can still come back. We know what happens when there's a potential reverse sweep scenario. Will we find ourselves there? Not sure. But the Dallas Fuel are definitely hoping we do. We'll see you after this break. The Gladiators have only lost one map this tournament. They want to keep that streak going, and that is what lays in wait. That statue is one map away now from being in the Gladiators' hands.
They've been so good this tournament, just showing it again in this series. They're just so flexible. Their ability to just maneuver around the map, but also great coaching, something that we don't talk about that much. The Gladiators, they have a great, clear plan coming in against the Dallas Fuel. They're routing around them, making it possible for them to be able to play their game. And I just want to give a special shout out to Funny Astro on the Lucio, been having so much impact. We saw it the most on Ilios, but it's so easy to sort of not realize how much they're doing. But Shu is getting so much impact because Funny Astro is dealing so well with Edison.
Now just checking the DPS players. The confidence in the Fuel is definitely rising. And this is a similar situation. Well, the Glads have been before this season. They've been reverse swept twice this year alone.
We have to bring it up. It's a Gladiators match in which they are getting close to a clean sweep. They've been reverse swept twice this season, as you said, Jack. Dallas Fuel, if anyone can do it, but it needs to start here. We just saw them play Colosseo against the Atlanta Reign and had the fastest cap ever on that map. Absolutely dominant performance. They need to do it again against the Gladiators.
Yeah, this is their comeback. This is their opportunity in front of their home crowd to get back in to this series. They don't want to let Gladiators run away with this one at 4-0. The crowd have been behind them this whole time, Scott. It's been very loud.
They've been a little bit quieter as time goes on, but Dallas Fuel fans, they need your support right now because it's not looking good. It's just interesting to see how no one has ever been able to challenge this Dallas Fuel team, but the Gladiators just have the answer time and time again. We thought that maybe that Route 66 was Dallas Fuel's map to take, but the Gladiators just pumping the brakes on it. Paddy Pan has been stepping up in a big way for this Gladiators team on that Soldier. He struggled early on in the kickoff clash, but it feels like he's found his legs. No pun intended.
That's fine if it was intended. His mate's been looking good too.
Exactly.
The rush style from Gladiators rather clean. Looks like they're a master of a couple of different compositions right now. Definitely the best in the game currently, but the Dallas Fuel want to take that away from them, right? I mean, they were the grandfather of that Zarya composition, and with Colosseo coming up, we're going to see the Edison Hanzo again. A bit of a slower take. Are the Gladiators prepared for that? Because they can also play that, but more of a rush style here with the Mei might be what they want to play.
Yeah, I could absolutely see that coming out from Edison. My only problem, if he does that, they need to find an answer to Paddy. It feels like he's just everywhere around them, and that's making it impossible for especially Hanbin. We talk about how aggressive Hanbin likes to play on that Zarya. When he goes aggressive, it just feels like Paddy always has that crossfire. Just thinking, look at it right here. He's just shooting down, pops the visor. This was a fight that the Gladiators should have lost. They were down players. Pops the visor with the confidence, picks off the Tracer, picks off the Lucio, and from there it just falls apart for the Dallas Fuel. And look at that. What do you do against that?
Just playing aim training right there. I mean, that's where you need Chio to kind of step up, push him off. You need Edison to TP to high ground to get him out of there. But yeah, if you're doing that, it's easy breezy. All right. Colosseo is the map. Players are getting ready.
Dallas Fuel on their last legs. One map away from being eliminated from the Kickoff Clash, and the Gladiators lifting that trophy. Gladiators is a team that, as a franchise, has struggled throughout the Overwatch League. They did win the Countdown Cup last season, but you always have to put a little bit of an asterisk on that one because the Shanghai Dragons and the Dallas Fuel did not really qualify and were not putting their best foot forward. So they want to make a statement here. They've only dropped one map this entire Kickoff Clash. And if they finish this tournament, there is no doubt in my mind that this Gladiators team is one of the strongest teams, at least in North America. They are the strongest team in North America.
Looks like both teams are ready. Colosseo, where they need to make their final stand. Get that ball rolling in their favor. Get that confidence back. Touch the spawn. That's what they did against the Atlanta Reign. Record time finishing Colosseo and completing it. On top of that, push, pretty tough game mode to complete.
Yeah.
Normally it just comes down to how many meters each team can push. But completing the map is something special. They've done it once, they can do it again.
It all comes down if the Gladiators have anything to say about it, because, as you said, Dallas Fuel, they spawn camped the San Francisco Shock, they spawn camped the Atlanta Reign at certain points. But the Gladiators, they're the ones who's doing the camping today. Just so much aggression. Reiner on that tank, doesn't matter if he's on the Winston, the Doomfist, the Reinhardt. He's just so in your face. He has that confidence. The Dallas Fuel, they need to answer it.
Okay, let's see what they want to run. If I had a bet, it wouldn't be Bastion, but could be.
Never say never, Jack.
Secret Source, final map, maybe, of the series. Well, glad to open, so. Oh, Astro Zen, I've seen that one before.
Oh, really? Was it good?
Won't talk about it.
Oh, okay, we won't talk about it on, we won't discredit him here. He's been having a great series. But as we look at it, Edison locking that Hanzo, looks like they're going to want to play that style. The Gladiators are not going to play the rush. They're going to come out with the Reiner Doomfist and the Kevster Tracer. Kevster has been a menace so far in this series. They haven't been able to punish him for his play, just his aggressive style. He's been having another MVP performance, and you can see him flanking around to the backline of the Dallas Fuel.
Two very different paces from Fuel and Gladiators. Kevster wants to find a flank. Pressure the backline. The Dallas Fuel just want to find that first pick, that headshot from Edison. Solo, he's still sneaking around. Okay, robot unlocked.
And Edison on the Hanzo, he's just shooting those arrows, but Reiner's going in. Harmon's had to use a bubble on himself.
Fielder got antied, he needs help, he needs serious help. Kevster on the flank, he at least gets answered by Sparkle. Reiner going pretty low, but the bot moving in favor of the Gladiators right now. And with Shu at their backs, it don't seem to matter. Hanbu's still coming up big. High charge, keeps Sparkle alive. Aim of the game right now as Fielder is coming back rather soon. Astro going aggro, and Reiner, not where you want to be. Hanbin, player of the match last game for a very good reason. I can see exactly why they've chosen this map. Good kill onto Shu.
Big late kill. I wouldn't be surprised Dallas Fuel try and take this bridge away from the Gladiators, try and get that aggression going. Dallas Fuel needed that first team fight win. They have their win conditions. They want to get that Graviton Search Dragon online. Sparkle's getting close to that Nano Visor as well as they slowly start getting that advantage with the bot. Got a big name.
Nice bubble though, instantly. Good reactions from Hanbin there. If Edison took more damage, he'd be dead. Oh, Sonic Arrow attached to the soldier. Forcing the recall with one arrow is always pretty nice. Something else to kind of keep in mind. Less of an aggressive tool for Kevster to use.
You can tell the Dallas Fuel they don't want to fight on that high ground.
Oh no, Kevster in trouble. No recall. Half a second before that recall came up. Meteor striking the front line, but Sparkle finds two. There's a tactical visor being podged, but he cannot find anybody. Astro just running around this pillar. Sparkle comes up bigger here, but the rest of his team weren't quite so lucky in that engagement. Can Sparkle find the kill? No! Padapan at the last second. Hits him with a headshot, takes him down.
Coming up big again, and Sparkle expended that visor in that fight, so they will not have this for the next one. Gladiators have a Nano Visor of their own. You're going to have to look at Hanbin. Oh, I was going to say the Graviton Dragon, but Edison switching away from the Hanzo over to the Reaper, something that he has not been doing so well with, and Kevster over to the Genji.
Okay, small comp swaps. Visor from Padapan from behind. He can get nanoed if he so chooses to. Nano boost on the visor. Good response. Beeped out. Hanbin slept, but Padapan struggling to get things done, and now he's getting chased out. 17 HP and a healing station, plus the beat. The Gladiators aren't out of this fight just yet, and with Edison falling, a whole lot of damage now missing for the Dallas Fuel. The Gladiators once again control the robots.
Hanbin commits the grab into that fight as well. That was an expensive fight to lose. Kevster showing his versatility, switching over to that Genji, and the Gladiators take the lead in this map. That is a very bad sign for the Fuel. They have nothing else going for them, but the Dallas Fuel should have that positioning. Edison goes in with the bubble, and the Gladiators give them that space.
They got the lead, and that was what was important. Oh, right, taking a lot. All good. Coalescence building up for Fielder, switched over to the Moira.
So many swaps.
Yeah. It's hard to build those ultimates when you keep swatching the heroes like that. Reiner in a little bit of trouble, but there you go. Meteor strike straight into the back line. Gets some over health for his... Oh, that was close. Okay, I thought Reiner was going to go down, but have power block up and ready to go. sitting in the healing station. The Dallas Fuel still struggling to find an entrance. Kevster pops the blade field, already dead. Not good, a nice little reset, but his team are cleaning up for him. He doesn't need to do anything more. Sparkle now on the payload to try and stop them from moving it. Just a stall tactic for the rest of his team to get back up and alive. Astro takes care of Edison. The Gladiators resume control.
We saw this the last time these two teams played on Colosseo. Dallas Fuel fell apart. They lost their coordination, they lost their commitment to the ultimates and the cycling that they do, and we're seeing it again.
Fielder switching again.
Fielder again, they just can't decide on what they want to play.
Resetting that Coalescence charge, swapping back to the Ana. Nano boost onto Paddy. Oh my word, didn't even need the visor. The Gladiators are just tearing through the fuel. They need to be stopped. But there's nothing left. The robot's going to make it to this checkpoint, and Gladiators unlock the forward spawn.
The all-important checkpoint, and I wish I could say Dallas Fuel has ultimates coming up, but they've been switching so much that they don't. Graviton's getting close. Maybe Edison with the Death Blossom can put a stop to this aggression, but Reiner says no.
They're playing a whole new tempo. Maybe Dallas Fuel haven't seen an unreal nade from Shu. Edison, though, luckily enough, with the help of Harbin, a bubble on the Death Blossom so he couldn't be slept, kills both supports, and the Dallas Fuel, with 2.5 minutes to go, now control the bot.
Okay, so now they need to start making their way forward. Only 2.5 minutes left. Gladiators, I wouldn't be surprised to see them play back. Never mind. That's not the name of the Gladiators game right now. Reiner's going in. He wants to control the bot, doesn't want to give Fuel any free space.
Just stalling for time. Aim of the game right now. Harbin putting up towards that grab. Reiner into the back line, disrupting Edison as much as possible, trying to force out that Wraith form. And now the grab being used right on top of Reiner. He's going to get slept out of that power block, but Astro comes up big with a kill onto Edison. Hyper-aggressive Lucio play is what we're seeing from the Glads. If you can do much damage as Astro can, you wouldn't blink an eye. You'd just go for it. Gladiators now lose control.
Harbin just unable to get big value from this big pulse bomb, though.
Ooh. No, Reiner tagged that one, in fact. Should have a charged up punch at this point. Meteor Strike being used, and Dallas Fuel a little bit scared there, Scott. They popped the beat so early, but it might be good though, because Harbin killing Funny Astro. Now the Gladiators have very little room to work with. The nano boost onto Padapan doesn't result in all of anything. Reiner goes down, and there you go. The Fuel back-to-back fight wins.
And they needed that. They're going to be pushing the card up. The Gladiators aren't going to want to let them get towards this checkpoint. But the Dallas Fuel might have something to say about this. We've seen Harbin take this positioning in this room time and time again. He's with Fielder. Are they going to isolate some of the Gladiators? But Sparkle's down.
Sparkle goes down. Pulse one goes wide for Kevster, but he's still being a nuisance in the back line. The Dallas Fuel in a 4v5. Oh, not quite so much anymore. Kevster dishing out the damage. Harbin solo, no bubbles to spare, and Kevster's going crazy right now. The Gladiators, with 50 seconds to go, are walking the bot back.
Funny Astro was on the bot before the fight even ended, so look at how far it's already gone. The Dallas Fuel are going to need to win multiple fights to get it even back, and there's only 40 seconds left on the clock, so the advantage is huge for the Gladiators. They don't need to push it any further. They just need to stop the Dallas Fuel from winning team fights, but Harbin has another Graviton Surge. I said earlier, he needs to get more value with this, but Paddy on the flank. He wants that visor from behind them. Dallas Fuel might not expect it.
They must know Paddy's just not in the fight right now. The visor from Padapan on the back. The big grab from Harbin, the nade on top. But the Gladiators are just tearing them apart! Fielder and Shield already dead. The Dallas Fuel now need to defend for 9 seconds. I don't think the Fuel can come back. There's only one person that can do it.
Edison, he's up on the high ground. He's using
Trying to get to the bot, and they can't do it. The Gladiators have done it. With a victorious roar, the Gladiators extinguish the Fuel's flame and secure the Kickoff Clash title. A 4-0 dominant fashion. The Fuel lose at their Kickoff Clash homestand.
The team takes the stage. Oh my God, the Gladiators just, without a doubt, the greatest team we have in the Kickoff Clash right now in North America, making a statement. We are flexible, we have a deep roster, we have the best players in the world. They've set the benchmark high, and you can tell how much this means to Paddy Pan.
They lost one map to get to the finals, Scott. And then they 4-0 the Fuel. The Kickoff Clash champions. The LA Gladiators, emotions are running high, but what an unbelievable roster of players. The depth, the versatility, just on showcase today.
They had an answer to everything that not only the Dallas Fuel, but every team who made it to this Kickoff Clash had for them. But you gotta feel for the Dallas Fuel. They had an incredible run through the lower bracket, taking names, taking teams, but the Gladiators are their kryptonite, and they go home second.
Feels like that curse may be fading away now, that reverse sweep, because right now the Gladiators with just an unbelievable dominant finish. Come on, Paddy. Head up high. What an unbelievable story too. Padapan in this whole tournament started off very cold. Didn't feel like his head maybe was in the game, but his Mei, his soldier, the flanks with the visor, looks so clean. Coming into the very last day, it's like a brand new player.
We've been watching him since he was 14. Absolutely astonishing player, getting the victory that he needed now. But honestly, the entire Gladiators team, you can talk about every single individual player playing their role. We have arms in space we didn't even see in this series, who have been stepping up when they've needed them in the Kickoff Clash. They didn't need them in this series, but important players to have on the bench.
Yeah, their depth of roster is unreal right now. And although Dallas didn't win in front of their home crowd, I mean, still a very, very good showing. Hanbin, Shio have been just exceptional performances this tournament as well.
You can see them lining up behind the trophy. Everyone wants to live that trophy at least once in your career. These players have done it. A lot of these guys have been around for a very long time. It's awesome to see them get this opportunity.
I think Glads have something to look forward to this year. They came in with high aspirations, of course you would, picking up a lot of unreal talent. Padapan being one of them. I mean, honestly, anybody who picked up Astro would be extremely happy with themselves. He has also been an outperformer this tournament too. I think everybody wants words from the team. We're going to jump to Danny down on the stage to see what's up.
Thank you guys. Yes, I am here with the Los Angeles Gladiators, and also I am here with Sean Miller, the head of the Overwatch League, who is going to be presenting this trophy to the Gladiators.
Thanks so much, Danny. And thank you all so much for coming. Before we get to the trophy handoff, just want to thank a few people. First of all, the fans, thank you all. It's been such an incredible crowd. Thank you. From all across the country, by the way, all across the world. This is a incredible, incredible venue. Thank you, an event. Second, I want to thank the Dallas Fuel, the Envy organization, for hosting this tournament, and particularly the Dallas Fuel for making it as far as they did. Hats off to the team, hats off to that work, and thank you, thank you, thank you. So now, the champions of our 2022 Western Region Kickoff Clash, the LA Gladiators. Congratulations. Where's Kevster? Right here. Oh, Patty, it's to Patty, I guess. Congratulations, you guys, you did it. Let's give it up for them.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your Los Angeles Gladiators! All right. Let's, I think we're gonna take a quick time to just talk to our players. Patty Pan, you mind if have a quick word with you? I mean, we all know how much energy you've put in this game and how much you grinded. You retired, and then you came back this year, and now you're one of the champions. What is winning this tournament? Not only this tournament, but what does this moment mean to you right now?
Yes, I don't have
I can. It's just, it means everything to me. Like, I don't think anybody in this world like could switch games and then, you know, I have any words. I don't have any words. Everything is just too overwhelming for me. Like, I got shit on a lot, like on Twitter, Reddit. Everybody thinks I'm bad, and we did it. Finally, we did it, and I did it as well. Thank you, everyone. I don't know.
We love you, Patty Fan. I just want you to know, everyone in the Overwatch League loves Patty Fan. Kessler! Quick question. I mean, we gotta talk about what you guys have done in the Kickoff Clash Tournament. Like, LA Gladiators, you guys just blazed through the whole tournament, and you guys only dropped one map throughout the whole Kickoff Clash Tournament. Like, how were you guys able to be so dominant in this tournament?
I think just we're very flexible as a team, and like pretty much every other team is very one-dimensional. So we can just like predict what they play and just like play against that pretty easily. Yeah.
All right, Kessler, thank you so much. And last but not least, Mr. Shu. One last question. Shu. The Shu train. Shu train이라는 단어 아시죠? 네. I mean, just as one of the representatives of the Los Angeles Gladiators, if you have anything you want to say to your fans, to your family, to anyone that supports the Los Angeles Gladiators, please go ahead. 마지막으로 이제 글래디의 어떻게 소속된 한 사람으로서 팬들이나 또 이제 가족분들이나 또 이제 감사를 표하고 싶으신 분들이 계시면은 지금 이 시간 해주시면 될 것 같습니다.
제가 이번 리그 2019년도 시즌2에 처음 들어와가지고 이제 리그 토너먼트 우승을 총 3번을 했는데 3번 다 결승전 가자마자 다 3번을 우승을 했는데 정말 기쁘고, 그다음에 저희를 항상 믿어주는 이제 저희 글래디 팬분들 정말 감사하고, 그다음에 저희 가족들 너무 보고 싶네요. 정말 감사합니다.
I mean, coming into the Gladiators in 2019, I just want to say I was really lucky to be able to win all of the 3 tournaments that I was partaking in with the team. So I'm really grateful for that. And also, I want to thank all of our fans who support the Gladiators, and also our family members. We really, really miss you. Shu, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, again, please give it up for your Kickoff Clash Tournament champions, Los Angeles Gladiators. All right, let's head back to our casters, Costa and Jaws. Take it away.
Thank you very much, Danny. And congratulations once again to the LA Gladiators. I think there's legends standing on that stage right now, and from not being able to make it into top 500 to standing on the stage taking a trophy here in the Kickoff Clash, it must feel pretty good. And I think Patapan, for one, should feel exceptionally proud of himself just up there. And like you said before, Scott, the amount of emotion just poured into this, you can just see it kind of exploding on stage as soon as you win. And I'm so happy that he got to experience this. It's not every day nowadays we get to come to a LAN event and see our favorite players, our favorite teams on the stage. So this has really been a special one.
People don't realize how much time, effort, everything they commit their lives to this game, and so many players don't ever get to stand on that stage and lift that trophy. And I think it's an important moment for all these guys. I've done it one time myself, and it's still one of the best moments of my life. These guys will remember this for years to come. And, got to give shout outs, because it's not just now, right? This isn't the grand finals of the entire league. This is just the Kickoff Clash. This is the beginning of their run throughout the Overwatch League 2022 season, and it's a good start.
Well, if they keep this up, hey, trophies down the line waiting for you, that's for sure. We're going to quickly show the player of the match, though. I think we'll give it to, well, Funny Astro.
Oh, yeah.
It was the only reasonable choice. It felt like his Lucio play, especially at the start of this series, it literally just won the maps and won the rounds.
Yeah, look at these boops. He did it time and time again, and I talked about it in the match, but his ability to shut down Edison every time he tried to go in, just diffusing every single situation was incredible. But honestly, not just Funny Astro, obviously having incredible moments. Everyone on this team, it was so hard to choose who should get MVP because